Good morning, everyone, and happy Tuesday. Thanks for joining me for News 5 Now at 8 o'clock. I'm Shamani Baker. Our big story right now was the mayoral debate that we had live on WKRG last night. One of our questions of the day is asking, after the debate, who do you want as your next mayor? We are going to get into that, as well as some other stories. We have another weather radio programming event happening tomorrow. I'll tell you where it's going to be happening and what time, as well as some new traffic cameras that will be up and running in Northwest Florida as school starts back. We've got those stories and much more in just a second.
Brought to you by Green and Phillips Injury Lawyers. Covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. News 5 Now starts right now.
Well, if you've joined us before, you know the drill. We always start off with our big stories this morning, starting us off with number 5. 3,200 members of the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers are on strike after rejecting Boeing's latest contract offer of a 20% wage increase over 5 years and a $5,000 bonus. Boeing employees work at 3 Midwest manufacturing plants where military aircraft and weapons are being made. Boeing CEO told analysts last week that the impact would be much less than a walkout last year by 33,000 workers who assemble the company's commercial jetliners. Number 4. Authorities in Gulf Shores say a 50-year-old woman from Foley died when her car ran into the retention pond in front of the freestanding emergency room. First responders managed to pull her from the car, but efforts to revive her on site failed. Authorities say the woman was arriving at the ER when her car jumped the curb and plunged into the pond. Number 3. It's the last week of summer vacation for many school systems along the Gulf Coast. A good time for a reminder to slow down in school zones. In Fort Walton Beach, speed cameras will be activated at all 9 schools in the city's jurisdiction. The cameras will be active 30 minutes before school starts until 30 minutes after dismissal. The cameras will snap photos of all the vehicles speeding through the zones and issue $100 speeding tickets. Number 2, a reminder, our First Alert Storm Team will be back out programming weather radios this week. You'll find them at Daphne Ace Hardware on Belgrove Avenue tomorrow from 3 until 7 p.m. You can buy a radio there or bring one of your own and have it programmed for free. And number 1 this morning, the USTA Boys National Championships are underway at the Mobile Tennis Center with hundreds of the top players and families in town for the week. The tournament in the 12 and under or 12 and 14-year-old divisions continues through Saturday. Last year, the tournament generated more than $16 million for Mobile's economy, according to the tennis center's general manager, second only to Mobile Mardi Gras in tourism dollars. We're going to move things over to our question of the day. I told you about this in the beginning. We had our mayoral debate live last night on WKRG News 5. Peter Albrecht was the moderator for that debate. I will say everyone did a pretty good job last night. I think it went very well. It was an hour long and we covered a lot of questions, a lot of grounds. So kudos to all of the candidates. After watching the mayoral debate, who do you want as your next mayor? That's the question of the day. I'm seeing a lot. I'm seeing Prine, I'm seeing Drummond, I'm seeing Connie, I'm seeing Spiro. So, of course, everybody is rooting for their fave here. But again, if you watched last night, I think most people agree everybody did a really good job. So kudos to them. I'm excited for this election. Don't forget, the election is August 26th. Make sure you are registered to vote if you are in the city of Mobile. It is important to exercise that right to vote. Y'all, your municipal elections are so important. This is how we live day to day. So make sure you are heading out on August 26th for that. We are going to move things over to our poll of the day. Also, if you missed the mayoral debate, you can still find that. We're going to have a replay on our website at WKRG.com. So if you missed it last night live, you can go and re-watch that at WKRG.com. The poll today is, can remakes be just as good as original movies? Let's see what people are saying. 33 people are saying no way. 19 people are saying yep. And a few people have no opinion. I will say, I think it just depends on the remake. I think it depends on who the actors or actresses are, because that's a big part of whether a movie is good or not. Ryan agrees. He said it depends. Not very often, but it happens. Gigi says depends on the movie. Jess says once in a blue moon, but most of the time it just doesn't need to happen. I think, too, when we get so comfortable with a really good movie, it's like I'm attached to that. I don't want anything different. Someone in the live chat, Andy, says, no, they can't. I hear you. I hear you. Craig says some are almost as good, but very few are better. Okay. I can agree with that. Richard says very, 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 very rarely. All right, well, we want you all to chime in on those questions and polls of the day. All you have to do is head over to our Facebook page. If you haven't already, make sure you are liking and subscribing to the page first and then chiming in on that question and poll of the day. We will share some of your responses right here on News 5 Now. Thank y'all again for joining me this morning. Happy Tuesday. I hope y'all have a great day. If you're headed out, make sure you grab that umbrella. We will see a lot of rain today, but the good news is it won't be as hot as it's been. That's the silver lining this week. A lot more rain, a lot less high temperatures. So you got to pick one or the other. Thank y'all again. Have a great day. I will see you back here tomorrow at the same time. Bye, y'all.
Covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. You are watching News 5 Now, brought to you by Green & Phillips Injury Lawyers.
In the courtroom, the judge knows best, and this judge does too. If you've been hurt in a wreck, you need a law firm that knows the system and how it works. I'm attorney David Green. Call or come by anytime. You never need an appointment.